come back from the stint in the Navy serving for our country, you immediately go into work? That's when you started doing when you pick up the parts consultant job?
I mean, there was a side quest. I worked at Tamiami Airport for a while.
But it's that era that ends up into the.
It ends up in that era.
Gotcha.
I started playing music again, though. You know what I mean? I was just doing things. I was just, like, I got back from the military. I was kind of drifting for a bit.
So first movie is Little Penny, but before you do Little Penny,
What? Little Penny.
Little Penny,
The Lucky Penny.
Lucky Penny, Little Penny.
The first movie, The Lucky Penny.
The Lucky Penny, yes.
Wow.
Penny.
Yes, the very first short film I ever did, and it's terrible. It's just like it wasn't released in no film circles. It was just something I did because it was like I was like, oh, I want to create something. I want to be able to see what this process is of picking up a camera, writing a story, getting the friends to act in it, shooting it, editing it. Like I wanted to feel that whole process from front to end. So I wrote this crappy story called The Lucky Penny, where a guy picks up a penny and guess what? Oh, plot twist! A bunch of bad things happen to him. The penny's not lucky, and yeah. But yes, that was the first thing I ever did as like I was like, okay, I have a camera, what can I do now? And I wrote this and I shot this stupid little short film called The Lucky Penny years before my daughter, whose name is Penelope, was born, by the way, which is crazy.
When was the last time you watched it? Did you watch it when you shared it with me, when I asked you to share it with me?
I was scared. I watched some of it. I think I put on the last scene because I liked the song at the end. I liked it, but yeah, I watched some of it. It was when you.
Isn't it crazy to see?
It had been years before you had mentioned it to me, which blew my mind. Nardwuar over here, Cuban Nardwuar.
Hey, that film, we're supposed to blow your mind. No Diddy. Isn't it crazy to see how much Wynwood's changed?
Insane, man, insane.
That tripped me out with that video because I remember clearly.
But we grew up in the area of Miami where Wynwood wasn't Wynwood. You feel me? Like Wynwood was just another beast.
Ghetto part of Midtown.
Yeah, some of the rappers on my dad's label were taking me at a very young age out to Wynwood, and it wasn't to shoot no art. So it was it's crazy.
And did you do were you playing the guitar on the score for Lucky Penny?
That is actually my friends Enrique Galan, John Curry, and myself. We wrote the thing. Yeah, they helped me out though.
Dope. And before you did that, were you already doing things with the camera, or you just went straight into that? Because believe it or not, it's a full production. Like that's a movie. Like
I don't think so.
It's a short film.
It was definitely a weird little experiment, but I'm proud of it. In the sense of in the sense of like, it was just fun to do. It was just like, that was the first time I was like, oh, I had this idea. And I saw it through from point A to point B, and it just felt good to have that, like, I mean, if it was good or not, like, regardless of, subjectively, if the product itself was good, it felt good to have a product where I was like, I figured it out. I figured out something I had never done before, and I figured out a bunch of different aspects to make sure to get it done, and I got it done, regardless or not if the product was, I look back on it and I kind of cringe, but you know what I'm saying?
But you were already kind of messing with the camera. You were already doing some type of content.
I always just love the idea of it, and yeah, that was the first time.
So you were handy, like when you did videos for yourself, when you were like in the band and stuff. Did you guys?
I was in a
videos?
band after I got back from the military, and then like when right before I started doing the Dad Filmed It thing, I felt real inspired. Shout out Twelveland. I saw this video that this artist from Miami, Florida did called from this artist named Twelveland. And I saw it and I was just like, wow, it's cinema. But it felt like very artistic. I think it was for Star, what's it? Star Baby, I think. Or Star Boy or Star. I have to Google it, and I'm so sorry for butchering that. But
we'll drop it here for them, don't worry.
12 has a song called Starting with the word star in it, and that video was just so fucking cool. And I remember thinking to myself, damn, I want to film a video like that. And I could just tell that it was still like home done, you know what I mean? But he had an eye for it, and I realized that if I had to try to apply what I thought was cool in the way that I was doing it, and I did, and sure enough, like, I started getting movement. Sure enough, and then one day I actually got invited to film the music video for Loyal by Twelveland. I got to shoot the behind the scenes for it, and I actually got to meet him, but he had no idea. And it wasn't actually till today that I admitted that I was actually like one of the main reasons I kind of like picked up the camera for real was like because I saw this music video by Twelveland, and I was like, damn, I want to do something like he's putting on for, like, I felt like the Miami culture watching it, and I was like, damn, I need to like try to do something like that where I can create something on that front. And so I started doing it for my band, and then I was like, and then rappers, whatever, my daughter was born, I started doing all these crazy videos of my daughter just to practice it by myself, not for any real reason. And then eventually rappers and friends would hit me up to make art for them, and I started getting paid for it, and it just started growing from there.
And you actually blew my mind. You told me this before we did the pod. Little Penny is, I thought Little Penny
The
was
Lucky
named after
Penny.
your Lucky Penny. I keep saying Little Penny. What is going on here? Lucky Penny is named. I thought it was named after your daughter, but it's not.
No, my daughter wasn't even born. I think that was made like 8 years before my daughter was born.
That's crazy. I thought
Yeah,
that
and it was just a coincidence when I didn't even think about it. I didn't even forgot. I forgot that I even made that fucking film. I didn't
Really?
remember
When
that you made.
had her? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
bro. I didn't even consider even like that. That was a memory that like dug in a treasure chest somewhere, and it wasn't brought out until you found it. And I was just like, how does this guy know about this film?
Do you believe in luck?
In luck?
Yeah, in general.
Absolutely, yeah. I believe that there's lucky moments.
So you really pick up a penny if you see it, like find a penny, pick it up.
No, it's not for the luck. I don't pick it up for the luck. I pick it up because my grandfather, rest in peace, if he would say pick up a penny, because if you walk by and you don't pick it up, you're telling the universe you don't want money.
Wow, that's dope. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
So that's why I pick up pennies.
Shout out Willow Art.
But you always gotta have hand sanitizer readily.
Facts. That's great point. Great point. Great dad advice. And shout out Chrome Jones.
Shout out Chrome Jones. The first music video I ever did was Chrome Jones 9951. He was the first rapper that ever shot me bread and was like, "Yo, I fuck with your art, man. You shoot me a music video, I got some money for you." And I was like, "All right, please, yeah, sure, absolutely. That sounds great. You're gonna pay me to make to shoot, to do what I like to do? Oh my god, are you sure? You gonna pay me that amount?" I thought it was to me it was like, what? He was like, "I got you, dog. Come on, when you gonna shoot?" And then it was just always love though. He always showed me love. He always saw the talent. He recognized it. And I thank you for that. Shout out Chrome Jones.